It's a bit like that door.
Yeah, I think we're on.
We are. I don't know if are you on wireless or are you on?
Yeah, there we are.
We're having a few technical difficulties, and I'm going to try and get that so it's not so bright. I'll be back.
G'day everyone. Yeah, we're still in a mode of transition and working out a few things, and yeah, always a bit tricky. As you can see, we've got a lot of light coming in through the back door there. So, wow. Following on from Darren seemed like a good idea at the time, but that's a hard act to follow, isn't it? What an awesome display of craft work and just the skill with pushing that metal around. It was absolutely fantastic. So, as a forged in fire, unabashed, total fan, it was excellent. So good to see it being done live on YouTube. So well done to Darren and from Down Under Farm and Forge. Runs a great channel, and yeah, that was absolutely fascinating. And the comments were obviously people were very, very impressed with it. So yeah. Hey, I can't even get a fire up the back without blistering my fingers, so I'm not going anywhere near a forge, that's for sure. I'll end up branded. Welcome, Hops and Barley Homestead. Hey, Voon. Always great to have Voon Chill here. Best Life, welcome. Paula.
I'm trying to diffuse some light. That's not going to work.
Yeah, that made no difference. Yeah, future we'll have to put something over it, even outside.
Okay.
Hello, Plan B. Hi, Terry, City Girl. Great to have so many people in. Yes, so we're in the house. We're not going to do a tour because we're still in a state of unpacking and sorting, and that's a good idea. I was thinking of doing that. That's better. Still getting a lot of reflection off that other side though. Oh. Julianne just using the last of her muscle power.
Oh, don't have much left. Hi. What have we got in? Hi, Terry, Paula, Best Life. Hi, guys. We are alive.
Yes. Yeah. Melbourne's East, thank you. New channel that's come into Darren's that I hadn't seen before. So
hi, Hops and Barley Homestead. I'm not exactly sure where you're from, so welcome. And Drops, hi. So yeah, we've been a bit MIA. Sorry about the glare. We've got to sort this out. We're not going to be going live from here. As you can see, we're in Harrison's
the office / study / game
playroom plus,
yeah.
You know, everything. So yeah, so
make a mess, close the door, don't worry about it, room.
Yeah, so we won't be filming here from going forward, but we are at the moment. So we've been in the house for 2 weeks.
A little bit over 2 weeks.
Yeah, and we had planned for Darren, and I don't know if you saw his live, but go back and have a look at Darren from Down Under Farm and Forge. He did a fantastic live just then, forging a tower ring. So it was amazing.
I did say it was a hard act to follow. But
it is a very hard act to follow. You've just got us doing nothing, just sitting here talking. So Darren was actually supposed to come up and help us move. And hey, Garrowin, unfortunately, we had a snap lockdown in Victoria, in Australia. For those of you that don't know where we are in central Victoria in Australia. The time is 11 a.m. on Monday. It's public holiday here. So, yeah.
Which is why we're going live in the middle of the day.
Yes. So, so yeah, we went into a snap lockdown the day before we were supposed to move. And we had Darren helping us. We had Stephen's grandmother helping. She cleans. She's like she's
cleaning
awesome.
dynamo.
Yeah, she's amazing. We were in a rental and we were moving. So thank you, Firefly. So we were moving and we went into snap lockdown. So it was me and Stephen.
Yes, and there was a lot of. It wasn't so much the packing and moving; it was the cleaning that was ended up being the hard yard. So
yeah. We didn't have any Ross from Friends moments, pivot. So for those that would get that.
Although we nearly lost the fridge.
We did nearly lose the fridge. We hired a moving van with a hydraulic lift, and I was on the hydraulic lift holding the big fridge. Now it's a really, really big fridge.
It is. It's a big, heavy fridge.
We, as we rolled it onto the actual platform, there just happened to be two tiny little holes that matched up perfectly to the wheels of the fridge.
One of the dolly wheels went down into the crevice and the fridge went sideways.
Who caught it?
Yeah, you caught it and gave me enough time to get around the other side and push it back up again. And yeah, I think when we eventually got the fridge in, I said something like, "Oh golly gosh, that was hard."
I don't think it was golly gosh, but yeah,
it was something along those lines.
So for those that don't know, I've moved 42 times. So
I've moved probably half that, but I hate moving fridges.
Yeah, I've had 19 houses, so 42 moves. And for the last 2 days, we've actually been working on a little thing. We won't go too much into it, but we have had a bit of stuff in storage, and some of it's been there in boxes for 10 years.
That's like saying a cyclone is like a little storm.
We have 2 40-foot shipping containers full of stuff. Yes,
and we had to go through and pull a lot out to get to the back to then start sorting. So we're moving stuff from one shipping container out and into another one, because everything's just been thrown in there and it's all in disarray. And
yeah, we the one of the biggest moves that we had was I had a cafe, and I think it was 5 years ago. I lost the ability to control my legs. I had a back injury, so we had to shut down the cafe pretty quickly, and at the exact same time we were moving house as well. So I couldn't do a lot, and I've got a little bit of OCD when it comes to packing. I like to be really, really organised, and Stephen just chucks stuff in, does it right on boxes what they are. So we've got boxes up there that we have no idea what's in them. So we just chucked everything into these 2 shipping containers, and so we're going through those. But we got the move done. We've been in the house for 2 weeks. We have a lot of footage to edit, and we apologise we haven't put anything up lately. It's just been really, really full on, hasn't it? So,
yeah. By the time you work a full-time job and do things and film it, and it's hard to find the time and energy to put the videos together. But we will have a no, I don't get legless very often, Darren, but not anymore. I'm too old for that.
So so we're still got a little bit of stuff to do on the house. We kind of moved in and we didn't have hot water for a week. Our hot water service wasn't in.
Yeah.
We still don't have bench tops at the moment, so they're coming.
Our biggest hold at the moment is getting the bench tops in so we can get the kitchen finished and get the shelving and enough storage. So we're a little bit underdone for storage at the moment, which makes it hard to unpack as well, because you end up bringing boxes in and then they're sitting there and it just sort of makes the house.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a schmozzle at the moment, but we'll get there.
We just threw everything into the garage. Everything just got thrown into the garage. We only had the truck for a day, so everything got thrown into the garage, and we're still working through that. I've installed the kitchen.
The kitchen's looking really good. It just needs those tops.
Yep. And a few bits and pieces to do on that, and we've got some footage of that. So there's so much footage.
Yeah.
We've had a bit of a storm here too in the last week, and we lost a few limbs of trees, but no no major damage.
We had-
Fortunately, the cows weren't standing under it.
We had some nice cardboard all stacked up, ready for the lasagna beds, and yeah, it's ended up all over the paddock. So
Yeah, it's not where it used to be, and it's not in the state that it used to be
No,
either.
it's not.
So yeah, so that was a bit horrific because we're kind of in an exposed area. We
Yeah.
didn't build near the trees, so
we got out of it pretty lucky though. Like places further south of us, like Trentham and that, they've had roads cut off. They can't drink their drinking water because the water supply's been
No
contaminated, no power. And so it's we this time we didn't lose any roofs, we didn't lose any full trees, just a few branches down. So
yeah, Paula, I tried to calculate how many moves, and I just gave up.
Yeah.
Because I've also had some rentals as well as owning houses and everything. I've just clean up on top of moving. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun and yeah. But the first night was awesome. We've got our wood fire and we'll be filming in front of that next week.
Yeah.
We're planning on going live Friday nights.
Not too close to it though.
We've got the door shut. I don't know if you can see the barn door there. We've got the door shut. The heaters, the wood fire's down the other end of the house, and it's like 500 degrees less than the sun at the moment. So it's really, really great.
You load it up and turn the damper down so it just sort of burns slowly, and the temperature that throws out is just amazing.
Yeah, so we're really enjoying that. We've no shortage of wood either. So
just got to cut some more up with my new toy.
Yes, well, there'll be a video on that one soon. Stephen has a new toy.
New toy, firewood. That's the clue.
Don't think it takes much to figure that one out. So yeah. What else have we been filming? We've got some gravel some road base.
Got some road base to sort of try and cover up a bit of the clay and that around the driveway so we can get into the garage a bit easier. Yeah,
when they dug our house site, there was a lot of clay. There's some really, really good topsoil, but our property's on a bit of a slope. It's not massive, but the house is really long, so that made it a little bit unusual. But so
people have seen earlier on one of our earlier videos where we had a lot of water around the house, so we've got a bit of a moat happening around there still. So I've got the bucket on the tractor, so we're going to we've got a couple of piles of fill that I'm going to put back into there and get it, and then some crushed rock on top. So just to help with any water that does come down, because it's a bit soft and mucky.
Oh, Carolyn, a wood fire. Oh, they're just like you'll see the footage later. The fire was right beside the TV, and my chair was right in front of the fire, and I turned the TV off and just sit there and watch the fire. It's just, and then start to take off all my clothing because it's so hot, and then I had to make my way around the couch to the other end because it's so hot, but it's amazing. So,
welcome to Brandy and Charlie, our special friends from Paffett Homestead. It's great to have you guys here. Hope things are well over there, Charlie. Love the live streams with your music going, mate. I didn't know you were so musical. It's your band goes really well.
Yeah, look, Stephen and I don't want to move again.
No, I'm done.
Ever. The only move I'm making is in a box.
Yeah.
Because I'm done. I'm tired. Like I don't know if you can tell, my voice is a little bit. I've been feeling a little bit under the weather.
Yeah, we're gonna go a little easier today. Just potter and do a few things. Nothing too big.
But in saying that, behind this door is the next project. So, which we'll be doing a lot of it ourselves because we don't have any more kidneys to sell, and the bank, says, I think you've got enough money. So,
I did have one interesting discovery this week. One thing I was, we can say concerned or not sure about when I was coming out here was we've got no gas supply. So if we wanted to have gas cooking, we'd have to use bottled gas, and then you've got issues with swapping over and refilling. It's just I've been on bottled gas before, and it's okay, but it's a pain in the rear end. So we decided that we'd go for an induction cooking, and we've got a little induction cooker that I've got on the bench in there, and it's basically my first go using induction. And I've sworn by gas. I love gas cooking. Well, 2 goes with the induction cooking, and I am 100% converted. It is just an amazing way to cook. So I'm really looking forward to having that. So anyone, Australia, America, anywhere, if you're thinking about converting from gas to induction, do it. It's just amazing.
Yeah, it's not like those old ceramic ones where you heat it up and it would take 2 hours to heat up, and then if you needed to adjust the temperature, it'd take another half an hour for it to actually cool down. Oh, there's shadow in the background. Just there. This one is instant. You turn the heat down, it's instant. It's
just so responsive. I can't get over how responsive it is to once you work the controls out. It's amazing.
Melbourne's East do it. Like I like to cook as well, and I'm always gas. But this induction is amazing.
Yep.
Like it's just so responsive, and it's clean and it's efficient, and you know, if you like it, then it's a good thing. And of the dogs just open the door, so I'm just
and Melbourne's East, the other thing too is, like last night I put some stew into a saucepan, and you can absolutely control exactly the temperature of what you're heating things up. So once I put it on to like 100 degrees, 120 to bring it up to temp, and then you press the button and drop it down to 60, and it instantly just sort of drops down. And for cooking and reheating, it was amazing. Yeah. And just being able to exactly control the temperature in your fry pan or saucepan is incredible.
Yeah, we do a lot of Indian cooking too, and it does go everywhere, which is not ideal at the moment because we don't have our bench tops. We don't have a tiled backsplash yet. So it just goes everywhere. But there is one other thing that Stephen enjoys, and that's your range hood.
Oh yes,
because it sucks.
Yeah, finally got a range hood that actually draws smoke and steam away. Because it's very hard to find a domestic range hood that's actually worth a couple of chips, but this one is really, really good. But then again, this one researches the hell out of everything and makes sure she gets.
I do. I research everything. Like the average extractor fan. I don't know what Americans would call it. It's the hood that goes above to extract the steam and everything like that. So the average one here does about 300-400 cubic feet a minute, I think it is. And the one that we've got does 1,200.
Yeah.
It sucks.
And it doesn't have one of those mesh that it draws through that ends up getting filled with grease and everything. You've got to clean. So it's got just a nice big open metal grill, which is really, really good. Hi, Grace.
Yeah,
welcome.
Our induction is on its own circuit too, so it doesn't take away from anything else. We also have 3-phase coming into the property as well. So because there is another video that we're putting together, which is me commissioning my oven, which is actually 3-phase. So it came from my cafe, big combi oven. So yeah.
No, Darren, nothing sucks as much as Bomber. So no, the range hood comes second in sucking capacity compared to Bomber.
I'm just going to say that. So yeah. I won't say anything. It's actually amazing. I loved we doing some work yesterday and actually shifting, because it's amazing what you find. And I actually found some stuff that was relevant, and then some stuff that I probably should have thrown out a while ago, like my tax returns from 1995. I don't think I'll be needing those. But what else do we find? Oh, your original birth extract, and there was my school reports, and one thing I thought I had actually lost, which I was really, really happy with, and just happened to be in a random box. I don't know how it got there, is what I'm wearing here. And this, you probably can't see it. It's a key, and I was given that on my 18th birthday. And I'm not 18.
Bye, Garwan. Thanks for coming.
I'm not 18 anymore. So it's been lost for probably a good, I won't say, because that'll give my age away. It's like 20 years. I have no idea where this is. So this was given to me by my parents. So it's amazing to find things. And some of the stuff you find in boxes, you go, why did I keep that? Like, what?
And then we found a lot of stuff that other people had kept and stored. You know, people who shall remain nameless, mainly your father.
Yeah, my dad. My dad is a hoardaholic.
Hey, Beehive. Great to have you here, mate. Jared from the Beehive Homestead. If you go support the channel if you want to know about anything about bees. Jared was on our very first live when we first started. Yes. So always got a special place in our heart.
So Terry, 3-phase stove. It's just a step up from your normal. I don't know what Americans have, 210 and 220 or something like that. It's the next step up from that. But the oven is an industrial one, so it's a combi oven, self-cleaning. Oh my God, love it. And it ran for 4 or 5 years every day for a good 8 to 10 hours a day, and it looks brand new. Yeah. So we cooked chicken wings, buffalo wings in it the other day. So it was awesome.
Yes, Beehive, there's the room isn't quite ready yet, but it will be by the time you get here. Absolutely.
Box it outdoors. Thank you.
Thanks.
We did get the septic system installed. Yes, we can now poop.
There was no need for a hole in the ground. It was all good.
Yeah. We didn't have hot water, but we could go to the toilet. So that was sorry, the dog's looking at me. That was fun. So, but we apologise for being offline for quite a while. We also didn't have internet, so that was a bit of an issue, and our internet's still not fantastic. I don't know if it looks good coming over. I mean, apart from us, we don't look good. We look tired, but I don't know what the quality is like because we're hotspotting at the moment with our phone.
There's no internet service provider that's going to make me look better.
Now I can poop. Yeah, it's good to poop. So, drinking coffee. Sorry. Yes, I love coffee, Darren. So.
But we found a lot of things like that had been from previous renovations and things that just been kept, and we went
previous ex-husbands.
We found old wooden door handles and little bits of pipe and bits of this and bits of that, and
My dad, there's a bird in Australia called a magpie, and magpies collect. They collect, it doesn't matter what it is, they collect it and they take it back to their nest, right? So if you ever get called a magpie, it's because you kind of tend to hoard stuff. And my dad, like some of the stuff, like a random piece of PVC piping, this is big, because apparently one day you might use it. It's been storage.
Shiny things,
Shiny things, yep. It doesn't matter if it shines though, Melbourne's East. It's my dad. He finds something and he thinks, I might use that.
I might need that one day.
And do you know what? Like, he's got a big shed and you can't get into his shed. And what I'm afraid of is one day when my father's gone, I have to sort that out soon. Yeah.
And we decided we're going first. I don't want to deal with that shed.
He'll probably outlive us and he'll have to clean up ours. So, Rebel, are you a magpie? It's fine if that's what you want to do. But if you want to be a magpie, don't store stuff in our shed. We're okay with you storing it in your shed. But,
The amazing one was that 1970s wooden door handles that just kind of went in the fire somehow.
Yeah, that fire didn't work out.
Oh, it ran for 2 days straight and burnt so much stuff.
Yeah, it drops. It is standard in industrial ovens, and I mean we had it at the boundary, we thought, and then we actually thought it was right here, and then it wasn't quite right here. It was across the road, and we had to pay $16,000 to get it under the road. So we're hoping in the next phase that we will actually be getting some off-grid solar. Our hot water service is solar, so that's not electric. It has an electric boost, so if it runs out, then that's it. We've got the tank, which is what, 110,000 litres, which is about 38?
Yeah, 38 or 39 gallons, I think, yeah.
Gallons, 39 gallons.
39,000 gallons.
Yeah. Yeah, so...
hey, Nettie.
Hey, Nettie. Yeah, so, but we are not on city services, so we don't have... the other thing we have is the electric. We don't have water, we don't have gas, we don't have sewer.
Are you right there, Shadow?
We she's crazy. She's been really stressed with the move. Yeah, no. She's in Harrison's bedroom. We've got carpet that's really, really thick and she loves it and she just gets there and scratches. So yeah. But yeah, so there's a fly. We're not on city services, so we want to get off the grid as much as possible.
Yeah.
And our septic is, I don't know if you can hear that, apologies.
Well, they could hear the TV the other night, so I'm sure they can hear that.
Yeah, so our septic is a aerated system. So it's called, it's from a company called Aussie Clean. It's a system that actually, it's not like your old septic system where you have a tank and then it leaches out into fields. This one is actually processed. It's aerated. And the EPA says that you can actually drink the water coming out of it, but no. So we've actually got that and it's been pumped out into a field and we'll be putting our grass and everything on there. So we've got a little bit of grass for that one to run around.
Yeah,
and when I mean that one, I meant Harrison, who's sitting just there, and the dog. So they'll have a bit of grass to run around in and we don't have to water it. So, yeah.
Just a little comment there from Beehive. He saved a snake in his garden. So it's well done, mate. Good to see that the message there of eco-friendly farming and making sure we conserve and save snakes at every opportunity. That's much appreciated. Yeah, it's good for your local environment to have snakes there.
Darren, I tried to avoid licking myself. Or do you mean the dog? So it's just sorry. It's been a big weekend. So Pete's Little Homestead. Hey, sorry if I Homestead Aquarius. Hi, I'm missing people. It's over here, and I'm trying to look and everything like that. So what have we got planned? Obviously the kitchen. We have to get that finished. We've got a lot of earthworks and stuff to get done. I'm itching to get some garden beds in for vegetables because we're currently in winter, but I want to get a head start and try and get ready for spring as much as we can. But we've also got the orchard that we're trying to get set up. We've got all our trees here and yeah, thankfully they weren't out the other day because they probably were snapped in half. So
hey Ed,
crazy Ed. Hey.
Great to have you here. Are you home or trucking?
Yeah, Jared, we bought this property 4 years ago, I think it was. And during that 4 years, how many times have we moved? About 5?
Yeah, about then. Yeah.
5 times. And we're just over it. We're just exhausted. So we both work full-time jobs as well, which makes it a little bit harder because it's not daylight savings here. So you come home and it's dark and you got to feed the cows, you got to water the cows, you got to feed the chickens. And I mean, that's part of being in the homestead. But then you'll also got the other stuff on top of that where you're trying to unpack boxes and you're trying to install kitchens and you're trying to I'm tired.
Yeah, it's been a big last 2 days has been huge.
Yeah, that's like 10 hours straight.
Well, yesterday, we worked all day sorting and moving and unpacking, and then you came back and did more.
Still doing the kitchen at
fronts on the
11
kitchen.
o'clock last night.
Yeah.
And rookie mistake.
I wasn't going to mention it, but if you want to do it, that's fine.
Slightly made one little mistake, which is easily fixed and you won't even notice it. I put the drawers not the doors, the actual drawers, I put the bottom ones upside down. And I stood back and I've gone, that doesn't look right. And then it wasn't until I was doing one that had 3 drawers, I'm looking at it thinking, this doesn't seem quite right. And yeah, it's just when you're rushing, you shouldn't do that. You should just slow down and take some time. And so I have to.
Yes, Jared. A couple of beehives is definitely on the list. It's down the list a bit, but it will happen. Absolutely.
My family's long running apiarists. My dad was one. My grandfather was one. I'm not sure about my great grandfather, but so we'll be definitely getting some bees, which I am allergic to. So, but take precautions and you should be fine.
Welcome to Robert from Homestead Aquarius. For those, everyone should know Robert. Between visiting channels and coming in and supporting and the work that he's done with Shed Wars, you'll go a long way before you find a channel that's done more work for homesteaders around the world. So welcome, Robert. Your attendance here is always greatly appreciated. Yeah,
and Terry, it's an easy fix. It's 2 screws, turn it around, done.
It's just you had them all level.
I had them all level and they were all beautiful, and I stood back and it was gorgeous. And we actually had the doors custom made, and I had to paint them and prep them, and so it was a little disappointing.
Yeah. Now they are bees and EpiPens, according to Jared.
Yes. Yeah. I used to go out with my dad all the time, and I used to go out in a t-shirt, no protection whatsoever. And we used to go out, what's Kamarooka, about 40 kilometres?
Yep.
About 40 kilometres, 25 miles or something
like
that,
miles,
out of town. And we had hives, and I'd walk through and I'd be smoking the bees and everything like that, and I'd be perfectly fine. And then if I'd never got stung. And then we actually lived in the middle of the town, and we lived about 2 minutes from the hospital.
Yep.
And one day I was outside our house and I stepped on a bee, and I went and I looked like the Elephant Man.
Yep.
And I was having issues breathing. It wasn't too bad, but I obviously had a reaction. So it was lucky that I did it there than
not out at Kamarooka.
Not out at Kamarooka, which is, a little distance. So, just
But yes, no, we definitely will have a couple of hives up there, because one of my favourite foods of all time is honey. So it'll be great to have my own honey.
He gets a piece of bread, and he puts so much honey in it, he has to roll it up. And when he eats it, it looks like it's a hot dog of honey. It's
about an inch thick.
Yeah, about as thick as my thumb.
If you don't eat honey an inch thick, you're just not eating honey.
Not everyone's strange like you. So, yeah.
That's why one of those flow highs would be bad. I'd just be laying underneath the tap and just turn it on into my mouth.
So the plan is also we're getting pigs in our spare time. We've had a few issues with our electric fence, and we do have some footage of that. We have Murray grey cows. They're beef cattle. We have 8, and we have some young ones who are about 6 months old, I think, now, 6, 7 months old, and one of them is called Uni. We have renamed her.
That's one of her names.
I can't repeat what Stephen calls her because this is a family show. We call her name is Uni, and we call her Udini because she just walks straight through our fencing, and we have electrified fencing, and we knew it was not quite working well. But she just kept walking through, and you would this little one, she would go absolutely crazy and let us know that Uni was in our front yard and not where she was supposed to be. So we put some extra fencing so she couldn't just walk straight through. Well, then she decided that she's going to walk through a different part of the fence and ended up in our neighbour's twice in about 10 minutes. So we put the tester. We bought a new tester, a Gallagher tester. It's awesome. and we tested the fence, and it was just not working at all. And we have a cable going underneath the ground to hook up to, so we disconnected that straight away. It worked. Now she can't figure out why the fence keeps biting her. So she walks up to the fence and she gets a bit of a zap.
She's had a couple of jumps, yes.
And guess where she is? Where she's supposed to be.
Yep.
So, yeah, I've got to work on you. Although you have tested it quite a bit of yourself.
I've been zapped by that fence that many times.
Yeah. So, if did you post the link?
Just about to.
If anyone wants to come up and say hello, we're just about to post the link here. We are actually going to try not to. I don't know if you've noticed, Stephen likes to talk.
No. I like to talk.
That's what I'm getting at, you crazy man. I was being sarcastic.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So we are trying to keep this to an hour because we always have good intentions, and then like someone jumps on and we just get to talking, and we like to talk. So yeah, I don't know if Darren's like saying anything sarcastic. Different stuff, Paula.
Gee, I wonder if Darren's saying something sarcastic.
I mean, he loves me. So.
Yeah, I know.
Rebel Canners, yeah, we've got Stephen gets hay fever, which is
I get a touch, certain times of the year.
And I always tell him if he's going out to work with the hay or something like that, or the grass, to take one before he goes out. And then he doesn't, and he comes back in and he's like, yeah.
If I've got to manhandle any hay, I end up with welts and scratches and end up scratching the.
Hey Nick, I missed some people coming in, and Rebel Canners and Foxit and everyone, you know. Yeah, thanks for joining us. I know this is a random one, but we are trying to go live. When are we trying to?
We're going to try to do Friday nights, but the last few Friday nights we've just been too exhausted.
I think I passed out into a coma the last time. So yeah.
Here we go. Here he is.
You want to change the screens?
I'm trying to.
That one.
That's the one.
There we go.
Now people can see Bomber, much to their disappointment.
Yeah, probably better the other way, mate.
Shove him out.
Me say something sarcastic.
The towel rig looks awesome.
Yeah.
I just like. I will admit something. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's the camera.
I will admit something. I was actually streaming you while I was in the shower. So I missed it. I was there washing my hair, and we've got this massive, great big glass screen, and I had you leaning up against the basin so I could actually watch while I was like. So there you go. I bet you no one's done that.
So I've been in the shower with you now.
Yeah, you have. I resisted going to the toilet with you, but yeah.
Well, thank you for that.
I just didn't want to miss it because we love Forged in Fire. We watched that, and my cousin forges and everything like that. But I'm sitting there just like I missed so many of the comments because I wasn't reading anything. I was the worst mod ever. Sorry, I left that to him. But yeah, it was just. I love watching. So, yeah, it's great.
Well, I did have a few mods in there. I didn't see too much of chat, but I mean...
You did? Look.
No, everyone really enjoyed it.
For those that don't know, going live is hard enough. Going live while you're actually forging, yeah.
Yep.
No, yeah. I was about to say I couldn't do it. I don't know how to forge.
Yeah, that does make it a little hard to do.
Yeah. So, you know, but I did make a comment at the start, you know, that you might not have the time to respond to everybody because you have to concentrate so you don't get burnt.
Yep.
So,
and mate, you know, like you didn't go sliding down the side of an embankment and end up in a creek or anything silly like that. So,
poor Mark.
Or, you know, the forging equivalent anyway.
Yeah, drops. Yeah. So, Foxit Outdoors, 101. That's not cool.
No, that's good Aussie temperature there.
Yeah, we get up to around 115, you know, around the 45, 46 mark. So yeah.
Yep.
But it's dry heat. The same in Mexico.
Fox is over in the really warm part of America.
Yeah.
Hot and dry.
And then you go 8 hours from us and it was snowing. So,
Yeah, Melbourne's East. That's how Roy, who is my YouTube idol, who jumped in at the end, does his wife reads out the comments.
yeah. We were having a chat before, so yeah.
Yeah, Terry, I don't do humidity either. I die in humidity.
Yeah, when we went to Queensland, it was like 100% humidity and it was about 40 degrees. And yeah, no, that's never fun. So,
Paula, see if you can get the nitrogen fixing bacteria. I was super impressed with what they'd done to the soil with the peanuts.
Jesus. Skip it. Poop out of me. I'm just trying to read some of the.
So you're happy how the live went, mate? It all seemed to go well.
Yeah, it went well. I come out looking good. My idol stopped by at the end. What more can you want?
And it was timed to perfection, and I wasn't going anywhere. So yeah. Stephen's on it. He's like, "Oh, we're going live soon." I'm like, "I'm not. I'm watching." So we've still got some stuff with your name on it up here too. So
yeah, I've still got some stuff with your name on it too.
It's someone's. So,
Melbourne's East. That is Roy from Christ Centered Ironworks. Absolutely great guy.
The window handle.
She's chewing on it. Oh, so naughty. Sorry, our dog was chewing on the little wind out handles. So did you put it back in? Like you put stuff in?
Yeah.
Sorry. The joys of owning a dog. What's yours?
Thank you, Paula.
Where are your dogs, Derek?
They're outside.
Yeah.
They're outside watching chickens.
Watching chickens. We lost a chicken the other day.
Yeah, it happens.
She's a bit old though.
Yeah, she was struggling to breathe that day.
Yeah, she just used to just sit around and. Yours late because ours are not.
Yeah, they've slowed. I'm down every second day on one of them. One's still every day. And young Betty's just started laying and she's doing every second.
Yeah, our young ones should start.
Yeah, ours are on strike at the moment.
Yeah. That's another project, moving them to their new house. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, see, they're not going to get super much light in between the containers during winter.
Yeah, no. Yeah, it's too dark. So
it'll be better in another.
Yeah, so we're moving them out.
As soon as we get that done.
Yeah, well, that's another project. So, yeah.
They've got a really good chicken coop to live in now.
Yeah, my dad's boat. We had it temporarily fenced and we've changed our mind on a few things, but my dad was storing his boat. See, order. And it was at our back door. So you look out our two great big sliding doors to a boat. And I said to him, you got it. So we put it in their chicken coop. So I don't think he fancied that.
No, I don't think so.
Roosting in his boat. So
G'day, Eric from Furloughs Aquatics. Furlough's a great supporter of Catfish Terry for those people that jump over on his stream. Good to have you here, mate.
And Lone Star Pioneering. Hi. Sorry, we're missing people. Trying to read and.
Now, Furlough, I've got to show you what's on the wall up here.
Can you read that? It's the dolphins.
It's Dolphin Drive.
Oh, good Lord. Hopeless. So what's our plans for the rest of the day? Putting the kitchen cupboards up the right way?
Yeah. I'll go spread the crushed rock in the driveway while you're doing that and see if we can get into the garage and get a few things sorted. Nothing too energetic today, we're exhausted.
He's getting old, Darren.
Yeah.
Like I was still going at 11 o'clock last night, and he was on the couch just like.
I know.
Go on.
Yeah, and getting my butt handed to me on checkers.
Oh
Well,
yeah.
one game anyway.
He taught Harrison how to play checkers.
And the first game, because he plays a different version at school, they don't play the proper rules. So the first game, I had a fairly convincing win, but he sat there and he watched what I did. And he took note of everything. And so when it came to the second game, he absolutely slaughtered me.
Hey Bradley, yeah, and Harrison's 11. Just want to put that out there. So yeah, and he annihilated me at Battleship as well. So yeah, I didn't stick too many of his, and
I won both games of chess, but I'm just going to savour that because the time's coming where I won't be winning those either.
yeah, he's quite a clever little kid. He picks things up really, really easy. He actually put his mind to, like, what was it? We were teaching him to act as if it was like a battle.
Yeah.
Like a.
Yeah, well, it's a military simulation. Yeah.
Yeah. Of
War,
course.
it's a simple war game.
A simple war game. Hey, Darren, I've got to tell you, I started unpacking stuff from the shipping container yesterday.
I knew this would come up.
Now, I do love this man, but he has a major problem. I didn't think it was that bad because...
Are we talking more miniatures in storage?
We're talking about miniatures in storage and terrain and everything. And I was unpacking, I'm like, oh, just hang on one second. More stuff. And then there was like more boxes and more boxes. And then I've gone, oh my God, you have a problem. He goes, oh, that's not all. And I'm like, well, what do you mean? He goes, well, I've got stuff in storage at my parents' too. And I'm like, oh my God, we're going to need a shipping container.
What we found yesterday was only half of it.
I know that. And it's just like, oh, and what's that old saying? My greatest fear is one day I will die and my wife will sell my collection for what she
What I said.
What I told her I paid for it.
What's actually worth?
Like there's this thing, it was like a full-on military like bridge, and my mum was here, and I walked out and I said, I know he's got a lot of stuff, but I should build a bridge and get over it. Oh, he's already built one. So yeah, it's it was a little bit insane just unpacking stuff and realizing how much wargaming stuff. And then there's this stuff here. I don't know if you can see this. That's Harrison's Lego. And that there is filled with Lego, and there's probably
there's tubs and tubs and tubs of it.
4 times that.
Yeah.
So he's starting down the bomber path.
I don't know who bought the Lego.
Yeah.
My grandson, because my stepdaughter and son-in-law and them, the kids are moving up north from Florida. My grandson has 15 boxes of nothing but Legos. I
would actually hazard a guess that Harrison would probably beat that one. So because and as you can see, this little box here, that's actually color coded.
My grandson would do that.
Yeah. So
smart way to go.
yeah.
He has all his Lego collections sorted out into bags, and my stepdaughter said each box is tight.
But when I say color coded, the blocks in it match the color of the drawers too.
Yeah, that's what my grandson would do. Yeah.
I have a problem. I do. I really do have a problem. I just, and it's a Christmas thing. Every Christmas I sit there and I color code everything.
I was going to say too, that model you brought out yesterday with the bridge it's a recreation of the bridge at Arnhem, which was the bridge of the movie A Bridge Too Far, and that's probably
he has one of those.
Yeah, it's all a bit of a bridge too far. Isn't it?
I have to build a shed. My mum said yesterday, oh, you've got to build a shed for Stephen to put all his stuff in.
Yeah, well, we've got a shed to put up. So.
Including his bed.
You would need a big shed.
Yeah, because my parents, they have a caravan and they live in, well, I was going to say smaller block, Darren, but it's 900 square metres, so it's actually a little bit bigger than yours, but they have restrictions on the size of the shed that they could build, and they built a shed before they had this caravan, and then they bought this caravan, it's a big four-wheel drive one, so it's way too high. So we said to them, well, we'll build a shed and we'll put one bay aside for them to put their caravan in, so it's undercover. Which is fine. We picked out the shed and we got quotes and everything, and the caravan was actually parked here for a while, and it was 9 metres long. And we've gone, okay, it was just over 8. We thought we'll get 9 metres and that'll be fine. The caravan disappeared. And I said to Mum, oh, you've taken the caravan. She goes, yeah, we just wanted to clean it out. And I'm like, oh, okay. So then I went around to their house 3 days later, and I walked out the back, and there was just stuff everywhere. And I said, oh, my God, are you having a garage sale? She goes, no, and I've looked sideways, and there's a brand new, well, not brand new, a new caravan there. And I'm like, that's new. So they've taken their old caravan, traded it in on another one that's 2 metres longer. So now we have to get a bigger shed.
They found a couple that had this big long caravan, and they weren't confident towing it, and Mum and Dad's caravan was shorter, so they just they didn't cost them anything to upgrade, and it was a pretty good deal on their part. It's a beautiful caravan. It really, really is, but it's 2 metres longer. So our shed has now had to grow to fit this. Caravan. Yeah. So but I think I have to sell a liver to buy the new shed. So no kidneys left. So.
Or you can actually take a piece of a liver. They can graft a piece.
Yeah. Thanks for doing that, Darren. Trailer for the Americans in the audience. Yes, a caravan. So sorry. Yeah,
the best life. There's no problem with a guy having some toys and that. But one thing I did, I was shaking my head yesterday as we were starting to sort through this. I've opened up one box, long storage container, and there was a mailbox inside. I opened it up, and it had some figures in there that had never been put together and painted. And I looked at them and going, I don't even remember buying those ones. Where'd they come from? Oh.
With a collection of 40,000, how are you going to remember buying each one?
Not quite 40,000, but it's up there.
Look on that face, so priceless.
It might be 20,000, but
if was to kill, you'd be dead.
Oh. I actually feel a bit sorry for my mum though, because as I was saying before, when we shifted the cafe, it was basically get everything and put it in boxes and move, because we had to be out. The sale of the shop it didn't go to plan, and we basically had a few days to get out. And my poor mum was sitting here watching us unpack stuff, and I handed her this container to throw out, and it had macadamias in it. They'd been in storage, nearly 6 years. And I was like, I turned my back on her, and she's like, "Oh,
A wee bit rancid."
And I'm like, "They're macadamias." She goes, "Oh, they're a bit stale." Oh, I'm like, "Oh my God, Mum!" I said, "They've been in storage for 6 years." She goes, "Why did you give them to me?" I said, "To put in the bin right beside you."
Chook's got a bit of a feed yesterday, and we found stuff.
Yeah, we had like pepitas and barley and all this stuff from the shop, and the Chook's got a feed, but my poor mum, she won't be eating anything I hand her. So, I just couldn't figure out why she ate it. Like, she saw me pull it out of a box. So, yeah, she didn't do the same. So, I love her to death. But, she didn't. Oh, dear.
Yeah, you did a good job though. Like one shipping container, we couldn't see the back wall, and it's all been emptied out, and the shelving's been set up. So
Awesome.
it's just like a hard job. You got to pull everything out and sort it, then to create a space, but then pack it back in. So it's a lot of double handling, a lot of
We're keeping one of the 40-foot shipping containers. It's the high cube one, so it's the 9-foot one. So we're keeping that until we actually build our shed, because we've got nowhere to store. Because I collect tools, so I've got a lot of tools. Like, I've got a lot of tools. So yeah, we've got to have somewhere secure for storage and waterproof and
get them sorted and easy access.
yeah. And Harrison started going through all these toys yesterday and started donating toys and as I said, I've got a little bit of an issue. I've collected his clothes because we've moved so many times. I just box up his clothes that he doesn't wear anymore and put them in storage. How many boxes? About 30?
Bye, Paula. Thanks for coming along. Your attendance is always appreciated. Great friend of ours.
So I have, 30 boxes about that big of Harrison's clothes from when he was born up until he was about 5.
They're stacked from the floor to the ceiling of the shipping container.
Yeah, and so got to go.
They'll get sold off. We'll catch back a bit.
Yeah, well, I don't know about selling them. There's a couple of organisations that have, like, foster care and everything like that. So I'm thinking of maybe just donating it to an organisation that looks after kids. So I used to, do respite for kids, obviously with special needs. If their parents just needed a break for a weekend, I'd take their children and entertain them and everything like that. So, and when Harrison was born, he was looked after by the special care unit for a week. So we just look to help out them.
Yeah. There's a lot.
So is that how you got stuck with Bomber, giving someone respite for someone with special needs?
Yeah, I fostered a special needs adult. Yeah. Yeah. He's good, isn't he?
Steve, you better worry when he stops picking on you. Then you know something's really wrong.
It's an Aussie thing. If someone
Gotta be. No, it's a man thing. It's a man
thing.
Yeah, we don't tend to joke with someone that we don't like.
Exactly.
Because then it gets a touch too serious.
Or we say something like that, but it's got a totally different tone and different inflection there.
Yeah.
It's like the difference between mate and mate.
Thanks, Melvin. Thanks, Dan. Hopefully you come over and watch some of our videos. We promise we are now doing videos every week. Yep. So maybe 1 or 2 every week. Got to get the drone up as well. So to film some footage. So, but So
there's going to be a lot of tractor footage and stuff.
Yes.
Now so what's the next project when I come to visit?
What is the next project? I don't know. We've got a veggie patch to do, but
might bring some of those red gum sleepers down, put a couple of garden beds together. Yeah, we've got a whole heap of red gum from the old cattle yards. It used to be all wood, so I'm going to recycle those, and I'm just going to put them on the ground temporarily and get something in. So at least we've got something. But then we've got to protect them from the kangaroos. So because they like to come and visit really, really close. And the corellas. I don't know, Darren, if you've seen the corellas. We had 200? Oh, easy 200.
I've got some footage of it. 200 corellas. They're a native parrot here. And I don't mind them because they pick out all the onion weed. But it was just like a blanket of white out here. So
these are the long beak ones as well. So they've got a real shovel beak. So they end up digging down into the ground a fair bit. So
what did I call them the other day? They're like pigs with wings.
Pigs with wings, yeah.
Yeah.
We've had a great, huge flock of sulphur crested down here lately.
Yeah.
They were with them. They do not get along. So
What are those ones that Mark from Self-Sufficient Me have? They have the real long beak on them.
Ibis.
Ibis
Yeah.
Or a
bin chickens.
Bin chicken.
bin chickens. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a song about them, but I can't say it because it's a bit rude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We get those down here as well. They're I was driving past a property the other day and they had about 30 or 40 of them on there making their way on.
But we've got a lot of native parrots here, don't we?
Yeah.
And a possum the other day.
I was so excited. Saw my first possum. Went to put the tractor away. It was night time and just pulled up to the gate and ran along the dam bank wall on the property next door, and I thought, that's not a rabbit. And then he jumped up onto the fence post and jumped over in the tree, and up he went. The beautiful big brush-tailed possum. So I was pretty excited. I was hoping we had some possums around here.
And then something else we found last night when I had my back turned to the pallet behind me, heard this rustling noise. And I'm like, what was that? I was hoping it wasn't what I thought it was.
Yeah, that was one of the biggest, fattest rats I've ever seen in my life.
I actually heard it behind me. So we've got to get rid of that one. So that's because of the chickens.
Yeah.
So
if you have chickens, you have rats and mice, such as they just bring it in.
Mm-hmm.
They just go hand in hand. You can't stop it. You just got to try and control them.
So Darren, we'll send you a list of things that we've got to get done, and you can avoid those weekends if you want.
Well, like I said, I will be up weekend after next.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Next weekend, I'm going to go give David at Daisy Gray's a hand.
You
Clear a few
got
trees back.
those trees that fell on his fence line.
Ah.
Yeah.
I was thinking about them. I was thought, oh Jesus, the ones that fell here were in the middle of the paddock, so we were pretty lucky that they didn't come down on our fencing or our cows. So that's really good.
Yeah, he's got that widowmaker leaning on the fence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's going to be fun.
Yeah.
You better be careful.
Yeah, we don't have cats drops because there's just too many native animals, and they're not really here or what they actually get around here. So, but next weekend we have someone's birthday, so he's turning to be 1 too. So I'm going to celebrate my last year of not having a teenager. So so it's his birthday, so he's going to have a few. Harrison, what is that? I'm just watching on YouTube.
Yours in the same looks like mine.
Oh my God, the stuff kids watch.
I know.
Oh,
My
Jesus.
son watches TikTok all the time, and some of the things I hear coming from his room, it's like, what are you watching?
Yeah.
And it's like it's this guy describing food, and all of a sudden you hear this guy's voice, and then the way he's talking about it, it's in a woman's voice, but it's not. It's actually him. And I never looked at my son's phone the night I heard that because I was wondering what the heck he was watching.
Yeah,
It's crazy stuff on TikTok.
He watches Mr. Beast, which we enjoy, and the guys, the Dude Perfect, which is good, and Captain Sauce, and there's a few others that he watches. But basically, my computer's here, Stephen's is here, and Harrison's is there, so you generally can see what he's watching. So
he's watching a guy's name called
I
Lave.
got one thing here that he doesn't have there. Mr. Beast has restaurants over here.
Yeah.
And we have one not far from us. We ordered some food from there, and their chicken sandwiches are awesome. They have these seasoned fries. It's sort of like a sauce you would get on a burger, and it's absolutely delicious. My son kept the sticker in one of the boxes from the fries, but we ordered food because it was Mr. Beast.
Hey, Rick from La La Farms. I don't know if you've noticed.
La La Farms.
Here, so thank you. Yes.
I'm not wearing a La La Farm shirt because I was forging and I made an agreement.
was gonna put mine on it. I was just like, nah, there's one, you know. I think you wore that in nearly every single.
I have. Can we love the back?
Yes.
I think there needs to be some down under Farm Ford shirts.
Yeah. Yes. But like every single live, Rick, he has worn this shirt.
I have actually. Yeah.
So so you get some free one. So not that we're anywhere near.
Except he's painting live. He wasn't wearing it in that.
No. When I was the human drop off.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Oh my God. We've still got a little bit of painting to do. What have we got? The powder room and just a few of the windows.
Powder room needs a bit of a touch up.
But those are the things that we thought we can do it when we're in here. So in our spare time that we have so much of. So yeah we'll get it done. Yeah.
There's probably a list of about 100 jobs. It's just a matter of prioritising.
What did you say before? It's like eating an elephant.
Eating an elephant, just one bite at a time.
That's exactly it.
You try and eat too much of it at once, you choke.
It's not like we have to get it done because we're going somewhere. This will be the first time that I will be able to set up a garden that I will see to maturity. It's a lot of. I found a photo album when we were unpacking of a house I did before I met Stephen, so a good 20 years ago, and just seeing what the yard used to look like and all the stuff that I planted, and then I never ever got to see it because whenever I renovated a house or built a house, I always renovated, built, and then did the garden just before we moved, and I never ever saw anything. Even like the rental that we just had, it was in for a couple of months, and that was it. And then we had to rip it all out and start again. So this is something that I'm really looking forward to, planting fruit trees that we will actually be able to eat the fruit of. So,
I've actually gone around Google Maps and looked at gardens that I've done.
Yeah.
So I can see what they matured like.
Yeah, I'll drive past and I'll say to Harrison, "Oh, do you remember that house?" And he's like, "No." I'm like, "Oh." So, but I think he knows where he lives now, which is always a bonus. So he knows his address. But yeah, I'm just looking forward to planting something and sitting back and going, "Yep."
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to getting those fruit trees in and just having an orchard set up and being able to have a good. Up at the uni, we've got a few citrus trees growing on a trellis, and they've just come into fruit. And walked past one the other day, and I thought, "Oh, I'm a bit hungry." And I just picked a mandarine off and ate it and walked along. God, it was good.
Yeah. And a strawberry patch. I love strawberries, and just getting set up and everything. So
we picked a couple of limes off our lime tree, and they went into some Coronas, and they were very, very nice limes.
As you do. That's the only reason you're growing, right?
The best test for a lime is put it in a Corona.
Yeah. So it'll be good. But first we have to. The good thing about moving in is you get to see the lay of the land, and it rained the other day, so we can see where the water goes and where we have to do swales and that sort of thing. So I think it's okay to have something on paper and draw something up. But as I said, we've had it for 4 years and we've done a bit of fencing, but now we've just got to change a little bit of that fencing because it doesn't suit where the house is.
And then even where we thought we might put the fruit orchard start off with, looking at it now, it's really rocky and clay up there. So we might bring it back down towards the house where we've got a bit of topsoil and build up some garden beds there to get the fruit trees in, at least get them established so there's something growing.
Yeah. Where we were going to do it was the old kind of drive, and we're shifting our drive, and we'll start to build that up, get some pigs onto it and try and improve that, but it's not good enough now.
No.
But the soil's really it's quite good to about that far.
Yeah. It's bony though.
Yeah, up the back on the side that you were on, that's the worst. Like you went up, that's the worst bit. If you get further towards the back and down, it's quite good. But we've got a lot of fixing of the soil to do in that one area.
All that soil out the back where the cow's feed ring's been moving around, like that used to be really rocky and awful and just incredible up there now.
We actually had Darren, you probably didn't even know when you visited. We had a scoria driveway right through the property. You can't even see it now because we moved the ring all the way along, and the grass is, you know, a good foot high there now. So
I know. I've watched your back videos.
yeah. So we have done some work on the soils, which is good. But it's good to be here. You can sit here and we can go, okay, well, we've got to do this, this, and this, because we've got to do a house yard for the dog as well. And just being here and getting to see how things are and where the sun, you know, hits and doesn't hit and all that sort of stuff. So it's pretty good.
Question from Best Life. Do Aussies use the word garden like the UK does? In the States, garden and yard are different things. So we call, if you're in the rural residential
I would
area,
say your yard.
your yard is like your backyard.
No, your yard is the surround. And the garden is in that yard.
That's right. Yeah.
Would you? Yeah.
But they can be
or-
used. They can be used interchangeably too.
Yeah, they can. Yeah. I would consider garden is where you grow your plants. My yard is the enclosure that holds those plants. That's just me. So.
Old school, it is British, and it's out in the back garden.
Yeah.
And Charles, we don't really have a yard. We're on 20 acres.
We have a paddock.
We have a paddock. So, but we actually have to build a smaller, you know, area for our dog to get out because she's a Frenchie and she likes the cows, and they don't like her. So yeah. And
Best Life, the other major difference between Australian backyards, or particularly in built-up areas, and some places in America, is ours always have fences between them. And I've noticed in some parts of America, like there's no fence between this house and that house. And that just doesn't happen in Australia. Like everyone has a fence demarcation of where your yard is. Yeah. I mean, a lot of them are the metal ones or the picket ones, like the pipe pickets. Ours is a wire fence, but it's a fence. This is ours. So
Yeah, and like you guys, when you set up a fence, you don't even put it on the boundary. You got to bring it in from the boundary. And you end up with that strip in between if you both put up a fence. Whereas ours is on the boundary and the neighbour's liable to pay half of it.
Yeah. Oh, wow. One fence, one boundary. So, yeah.
And it's generally nowadays about 6 foot tall and you cannot see through it.
Yeah. And it makes for good neighbours. So if you want to see them, you can see them. Especially like in the smaller developments too, when you're only on like 400 or 500 square metres. If you didn't have a back fence or a side fence, you walk out your yard and there's your neighbour, like stuffing himself in the nude or something. I don't know, whatever. No, that's only
especially on Naked Gardening Day.
Yes, I did not. I think that was in the middle of winter for us, so that's not happening.
No.
So but so we've got a few fencing things to set up, and we do have kangaroos that tend to jump over fences. So whatever we do put up has to be good enough to keep out the kangaroos. But Shadow does a good job.
How high can kangaroos jump?
How high?
Yeah.
Well, it depends on the size of the kangaroo. They probably, 5 to 6 foot, Darren, do you think? If they
big reds will clear 8.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so it would be the equivalent of deer fencing, I'd say.
Can I, Rick? Come on, mate. Really appreciate it.
All right, mate.
Going to send you an email.
And we're going live Friday night if you're available. But so the equivalent of the deer fencing in America, I would say, is probably what we would need for kangaroos here.
Yeah.
So
good 6-7 foot.
I know people that have had fences built to where they're 8 feet high and it still have full-grown deer jumping it.
Yeah, I watched. Oh God, I've just had a mental blank. And they put 2 fences side by side and made a
Living Tradition Homestead.
Yes.
I watched them
and
all the time.
Deer have a bit of a depth perception issue, and they can't jump over 2 fences. So, and then they made it into a chicken moat, and I thought that was absolutely fantastic. But I don't think that'll work for kangaroos because they can just
Once,
jump up.
once they get a bit of speed up and come at it and give that last big spring, they'll go.
Although there was one kangaroo that didn't quite
Yeah.
make it on our fence, and he or we don't even know what it was because it was just a leg. Got the leg caught and it was hanging off the fence, and obviously it had died, and we weren't living out here at this stage, and we didn't go that far down the back, and obviously it died, and something come and took most of it away, but there was just
wow.
That is a long-term job, though. I want to remove every bit of barbed wire off this property. I don't agree with or support the use of barbed wire. It's got to all go.
Yeah. I mean, we don't want the kangaroos eating our food, but we also don't want to cause them injury. So, and we've got two fences of about 700 metres. Well, I don't know what that is in feet. That has barbed wire, so we've got to get rid of that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Not good for native animals.
Barb had its use back in the day, but nowadays there's electric and you don't need barb.
Yeah,
exactly.
it was to keep your stock off the fence. So
Yeah, I mean, cattle will go rub against the post. If you put barbed wire there, they're not going to go rub against it.
Yeah. But owls, they don't go through the barbed wire.
No, they don't, and so.
But yeah, this kangaroo would have made it if not for the barbed wire. So
I've seen lots of different native animals, particularly fruit bats, get caught up on it. Micro bats, they get stuck on the barbs.
And our barbed wire goes on the top and bottom.
Yeah. But
to stop anything going under.
Yeah. But the front fence.
The front fence, to term a traditional Aussie term, is knackered.
We'll get some video footage of it. It was these old red gum posts, and they'd be good for kindling.
I was going to say it's about a week's worth of heat in the fire, and that's about it.
Yeah, it's got to come out because it's pretty bad. So, but now we've got the electric fence happening, we can actually do that because we couldn't take it down just in case Eudini made her way out to the front and she would just walk straight out into the road if that was the case. But now the fence is hitting hot, so don't have to worry about it, so we can take it down. So,
So have you got the fence running off mains?
It's off solar at the moment, but where the shed is going, we'll run power to the shed and we'll put a unit in there and do that.
And then we'll use the solar one for portable.
Yeah, so we'll use that one for our rotational chicken thing. So we'll do it that way. But we just didn't have the power out here for that one. But it was hitting at, what was it, 7.5, 7.4. So, and then by the time we put it on, it runs for nearly a kilometre.
Yeah.
So it was
still 4.9.
4.9.
Yeah.
So
which is still a good zap.
And I filmed the cows. Yeah, I filmed the cows getting a zap from it, and like Tuesday, how big is she? She's probably 500 kilos.
Yeah, be 450 there. Right?
And she jumped.
Yeah.
So
and then stood there for an hour, just glaring at it, just giving the fence evils.
I filmed it, and I was at work, and I filmed it, and I kept on going back, and she had not moved for nearly an hour because it bit her.
Yeah.
And it hadn't been biting her for the last couple of weeks, but she was not happy. So
it's amazing how cattle all have different personalities. Like last night, I had the tractor down here, and I moved my car down to bring the tractor back up, and I left the door to the shed open. And I thought, hopefully the cows won't go in there. Anyway, as I'm driving the tractor back, there's a cow in the shed. And who was it?
Who?
Uni.
Oh, Jesus.
I was like, you little sticky beak. Yeah. So I had to go, and I couldn't go in the door that she went in. I had to go in the other door to go around the back to scare her out. Otherwise, she was going to run in further into the shed and cause havoc. So
I swear to God, this cow is lucky that she's a girl. Otherwise, she'd be stewed.
going in the freezer.
She'd be in the freezer. So she's But we do have an issue with one of our cows.
No, Mingy.
We had 3 drop this year, last year in October, and 2 of them were within a day of each other, and the third one was about 3 weeks later. But the problem was that his mum always goes first, and she went last, like she dropped last. But she has an issue that whenever she, the last 2 years, she would feed the other 2 calves. So what we think has happened this time is she's fed the calves and they've got the colostrum, and this little one hasn't. And he is half the size of these other ones, and he has not grown.
Nah,
He's
I suspect he's got a genetic issue as well. I think he's got a bit of dwarfism.
he's a miniature.
He's half the size of the other ones.
Yeah, and there's only 3 weeks difference, and they're 7 months old.
Yeah.
And the other ones would be a good 350 kilograms. And he would be lucky if he weighed probably 120.
Yeah.
So the size difference is just amazing. So we don't know if we've got a midget. So, but yeah, don't know what to do.
Anyway, well, he's steered, so he's not going to pass any genetic defects on anyway. So
Probably end up in our fridge
he'll taste good.
in about a year when he grows up.
Mini steaks.
Mini steaks.
Yeah.
Oh.
And those little snack size steaks.
Yeah, but we can sell the other steer. He's a good size, and beef is a good price at the moment, but we can't sell him. He's just too small. So yeah, he'll have to stay. And our bull is going soon as well, because we need to get new genetics in. So here we go, which is a bit disappointing because he's a beautiful.
He's a pretty good boy.
Yeah. So, but get rid of him and bring in. We might even just start AI instead. So, because there's just too much room to have a bull.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's better off having something productive than a bull.
Yeah. Well,
And the cost you spend on straws compared to the cost of feeding a bull.
Exactly. Yeah.
Or we can hire one from Courtney, bring it in for the
Yeah.
season, and have him in for 3 months, and then ship him out again.
He doesn't do anything for 9 months of the year,
right.
which is.
That's exactly it.
Yeah. I'm not going to be rude. But yeah, he just doesn't. He's not useful. He's just taking up room. And
eat.
And he eats. He's a big boy.
He is a big boy.
So so we might just do AI, and that way we know the genetics that we bring in each year are different. So because we've got 2 of his daughters, so we've got to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
we have a lot of stuff to do. What is the 42 which beds for my dog? Oh, the best life. So that was useful.
best life. We used to have a big bull mastiff. He was about 62 kilos, and he refused to jump into the car or into the dog trailer. He put his front paws in, and then I had to lift him the rest of the way. And I thought, oh, he can't jump. And I was walking him one day, and there was a fence alongside us, and it was probably, it was a good foot higher than the door of the car, and a cat ran into the front yard, and that bull mastiff jumped straight over the 3-foot fence, like leapt over, and he was in the yard. And I just looked at him going, are you serious? You've had me conned all this time. Yeah.
Well, you lifted him.
I know.
This is, why should I, exert energy when you're going to do it for us?
I'm going to put his paws up and then look backwards at me and say, well, come on, lift it.
Yeah. And at that weight, he was not good. So.
No, we haven't been affected by the mice down here yet, Robert. Look, there's a few around. They're not in plague proportions down here.
Yeah, we've been pretty lucky. I think go a couple of hours north from us, and it's a different story because we're not grain here. It's up where a lot of the grain is at the moment. So, which is a bit of a kick in the teeth for the farmers because they've had 5 years of drought, and now they've had a good season, and now we've got a mouse plague. Yeah. So
5 or 6 hours north of us over the border is a place called Dubbo, and that's right at the heart of it at the moment. So from Dubbo north is where you get a lot of the issues, and there's a big grain belt, lots of stubble on the ground that the mice are feeding on and breeding on, and it's just been a perfect storm of conditions that's just allowed the mice to breed. And of course, they don't have a natural predator, all around the place to keep them under control. So,
And unfortunately, with the baiting program, it's a big hit and miss, and some farmers unfortunately have taken out a lot of native birds because of it. So, yeah. But it's tough, you have a good season and then you get this happening. So, yeah.
Yeah, like bucket traps won't keep up or anything like that.
No, my friend lives in Tamworth, and she had a bucket trap, and she's in suburbia, and she collected 42 mice one night.
And I've got friends on property up that way, and the problem is the bucket's getting so full of rodents, the rest of them jump across the top and hop out.
Yeah.
I saw one on Facebook the other day, and it was a shipping container, and he made a funnel on the end of that big bucket, like a stock feeding bucket, and there was 2 feet of mice in the bucket, drowning off. And I saw another one with a grain lifter, the big tube with the spout on the end. The mice were running out there, and he had a 44-gallon drum with a fire, and the mice were just coming out and dropping into there. So farmers are having to get pretty inventive on how they're dealing with them. But as I said, there's no natural predator for them out there, and they just breed out of control.
Yeah, doing the redneck thing. They're hanging out with some loudmouth Aussies. This is what we're doing today. So yeah, drops. Look, cats would be great, but they wouldn't keep up. So it's just so many. So
They get fat.
And the problem is cats will eat the small native mammals just as quick as they'll eat the mice.
Yeah, and that's a problem. Yeah, it is gross. Rebel can, it's disgusting. So, but we're not having to put up with that here. Obviously, we've got chickens, so we've got mice, but we've got a few traps, and we've been able to handle that. But and we've also got the thing that because we weren't living here, we had to have a food container for the chickens. Because we come out here every couple of days and fill that up, but we're going to switch to daily feeding. So there's no food around. So we'll go and feed them in the morning, and then we'll go and feed them at night, and we'll just spread that, and we won't have food storage here at all. So hopefully that will reduce it. So, yeah.
Yeah, look, people suggesting cats as a solution, but feral cats in our ecosystem have caused just massive damage, and I certainly would not want one more feral cat out there. There's too many of them out there at the moment. So.
Proximity mines.
Yeah, Tony, I think that might be a little bit too
hit and miss.
Yeah. I had a friend who they filmed themselves jumping up and down on a sheet of roof tin, and they jumped up and down on the sheet of roof tin. Mice going everywhere. They pulled it up. They got 50 mice underneath the sheet of roof tin just by jumping on it.
Yep.
I don't like mice.
Yes, I remember that one in the 90s. Couldn't get the smell off the car.
Well, up north, I don't know whether it was New South Wales or Queensland, a tradie came out the other day and couldn't get his car to start. When he popped the bonnet, the mice had been in and basically chewed every cable and whatever.
And that was in a day. It was So they'll eat anything.
Well, they're genetically programmed. If they run out of food, they basically chew anything to then work out if it's edible or not. So that's.
I think Lala did a whole series on trying to catch the mice, and one of them actually ate through his bucket that he'd set up. And I think was it Jess and from Resonance, they'd actually eaten a hole in the container that was holding the actual food, like a big thick plastic container. So they'll eat anything. They don't care.
We had something here trying to eat through my kitchen wall and through the cabinet, and it was actually making its way through the cabinet, and I put in spray foam in there, and it was eating the foam.
Yeah, mice
I told
You
my
know.
neighbor, I said, "Would you go out? Can you give me some poison pellets? Because I'm not having mice in my house or rats in my house. Because we have rats that can be this big around here.
Oh yeah.
I ain't
Yeah.
having that.
Doing the redneck thing, yeah, it's amazing because there's a Kmart. I don't know, it'd be like Target over there, and they have $5 bins, those flip top lids, and everyone's getting those because you can do it and they flip and they go in. So $5 mousetrap. So, but yeah, it's just disgusting. So Sean Woods, he does mousetrap.
Sean Woods had to change the way he was doing things because people were protesting.
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
He had a lot of videos demonetized.
Yeah. Well, you know, some of the attitudes out there, like I was watching TikTok the other day, and this girl somewhere in Victoria posted this video because she found this sick fox, and she got the fox and put it into her box and took it home, and she kept it warm, and she got it all, and then she filmed this TikTok of her releasing this lovely fox back out into the wild, and there you go, sweetheart, you're all feeling better, and off you go. And I commented, I said, "Are you for real?"
Number one, it's illegal.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
This is the I was going to say stupidity. This is the ignorance of people because they don't understand the consequences of these animals out in the ecosystem. Like I nearly lost my bananas over
Yeah,
that
but
one.
see, here's the thing. You know, she's the sort of person that would rescue an animal that had been attacked by a fox and think nothing of it.
Yeah.
Not put the two together. So
she's also not the sheep farmer going out and picking up 10 lamb carcasses every day of lambs that have had their guts ripped open by foxes and things. So yeah, people just need to understand, you know, they don't belong here. And it's unfortunate, but they need to be eradicated. They're not supposed to be here. It's not their fault, it's our fault, but we have to solve the problem by taking them out and nursing them back to health and letting them out to go kill native animals and lambs.
yeah.
Anyway.
Yes, that's what happens when the gentrified English come over and decide they need fox hunting in Australia.
Yeah, foxes, rabbits, and hares.
Yes, I must say my relatives didn't come over on the convict boat, so you know, yeah. Oops.
No, mine either.
Yeah, my family weren't first class. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
I so wanted to come from a convict, and I just couldn't track it. It just didn't happen.
Yeah, mine came over on upper class. Karen, sorry. Yeah.
Mine was Steerage gold miners.
Oh, with a commoner. Yeah. So I shouldn't say that on the Queen's birthday. Remember, we're part of the Commonwealth still, and we're celebrating. The reason we're here is because of the Queen's birthday. Yeah, happy birthday, Lizzie. Woohoo.
Homestead Aquarius talking about finding bug parts in his coffee maker. The funny thing is, he drank the coffee.
Yeah, he was.
I know.
This morning,
It feels like bug, and I'm like,
Well, if you eat anything made of flour, you're eating insect material. There's a percentage of insect material in all flour.
yeah, don't go there. So, hey, we were going to stick to
An
hour, and we've been an hour and a half. So
I've got to go get on that tractor.
We have stuff to do and film to edit, and we've probably got about 40 hours of editing to do. So to try and get some content out there, and so people know we're not dead.
I might take a day off work, get some videos done.
Jesus. Oh, just so much. So
I'm feeling sick.
a little bit sick.
Yeah.
So just blame it on age. So is there such a thing as geriatric day?
Should be.
Yeah, you should do that. So.
It's midlife crisis for men. Don't you know that?
What's that?
It's midlife crisis for men.
Steve's past his midlife.
He's past the midlife. So he's had his
Men
crisis.
never grow up, so there is no past midlife.
That's exactly right.
Well, one of my favourite saying is, I might have to get old, but I refuse to grow up.
Exactly.
And he's living that dream every day of his life.
Yeah.
So, Well, lovely people. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for the people that are still in there. Hopefully you'll enjoy some of the content. We will be doing a live next Friday, fingers crossed, and we'll be doing a final, well, not a final house tour. We'll do a farmhouse update so you can see where we ended up, and having a bit of furniture in here, and I'm pointing to you. bit of furniture in here. So we'll do a bit of a.
We've got a bit of furniture construction. That at the back there is actually the new computer table, or part of it that's going to be set up here. So
that has a funny history. So this thing here, you can't really see, but there's some holes in the piece of wood. We had it sitting here while the builders were here, and we came in one day, and I looked at them, and I like, what is that? And unfortunately, I don't know if Steve can shift his head. See this barn door that's just here? They'd accidentally hung our desk as the barn door. So now we have 4 beautiful holes in our brand new desk. So I'm just like, but what I couldn't understand was in the rest of the house, there's the same barn doors. And I'm like, why would you think, why? I don't know.
That was the barn door. I had to go to a tutor to get Darren. So the builder told his boys not to hang that, but they obviously didn't listen. So.
They hung it. I'm like, it looks beautiful, but that's our desk.
Anyway, bought a new one for us.
Yeah.
But we've got to cut that one down a little bit anyway, so it won't be a major hassle.
Yeah, so we'll just end up with a slightly shorter desk. But just like, oh Jesus, that was a week from hell. So and we can't finish our kitchen because the custom-made doors that we ordered, there was 18 sets of doors, and they're all the shaker style, except for one. It's come in a totally different profile. And it took 6 weeks for this custom order. So, yeah, it's a little bit wrong. And then our towel rail turned up. It's supposed to be heated.
Not heated.
It's not heated. And that took 4 weeks to get here. So it's another 4 weeks to get a new one. So,
once we get the in and sort of all set up, we'll do a full tour through the house.
We might even do a cook-off.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you against me.
Do a live tour.
Yeah.
All right, we got to go. Thank you so much. And thanks, Robert. Yes.
I'll do there's more painting. Yeah.
You'll definitely see a lot more of us over the next few weeks. So we'll get a few things done.
Yeah. Really, thank you very much. We've just been watching the top chat. Did you not actually have that as live chat?
No.
We've just seen comments. Sorry, people. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you, Darren, for letting us go after yourself. And really enjoyed your live. For those people that haven't watched it, go back and watch Darren's live forge. It was really awesome to watch. Enjoyed it. So, and as I said, you said your heart was slightly misshapen, and that's a sign that it wasn't made in a factory. So I think it's fantastic. So, yeah.
I think it turned out great.
Yeah, it did. It was beautiful. So, yeah. So thank you everyone for joining in. Thank you, Terry and Darren, for jumping in. Thank you for everyone who has joined us tonight. If you're not subscribed, we'd love you to subscribe and watch us as we start the homestead journey. So we're just starting. We've obviously got the house built, but now the real work starts.
So we're sitting on, I mean, not always about the numbers, we're on 377 sub. It'd be nice to do a
379. Keep up to date.
Oh, well, we haven't refreshed. So, so we'd love you to join us. And look, if you want to see something, and we've got our Ask an Aussie series coming up soon as well. So if you've got any questions you'd like to know about Australia, you can pop them in the comments, and we'll try and get it all done. So but thank you everyone for joining us. Have a great day for the Australians amongst us, and have a great evening for those who are not Australians. So, we appreciate everyone, and Darren and Terry, thank you for jumping in.
Thanks for having me. I always enjoy it.
Always.
All right. Thank you, and
All right.
say bye, Harrison. Hey,
An early happy birthday, Harrison.
happy birthday. So, thanks, guys.
All right. Night all.
Well,
Night all.